World Space Week WSW is an annual holiday observed from October 4th to October 10th in over 95 nations throughout the world. World Space Week is officially defined as an international celebration of science and technology and their contribution to the betterment of the human beings.
On December 6, 1999, the United Nations General Assembly declared World Space Week as an annual event celebration to be commemorated between October 4 and 10. The choice of date was based on recognition of two important dates in space history: the launch of the first human-made Earth satellite Sputnik 1 on October 4, 1957, and the signing of the Outer Space Treaty on October 10, 1967.
There are 574 astronauts have arrived in space. 65 of them are women. After 1999, as every year we celebrate Space Week, there is a theme for every Space Week. This year theme was Women in Space. 65 women have gone to space. We introduced two of them, Valentina Tereshkova and Kalpana Chawla. Kalpana Chawla was born on 17th March 1962, was an Indian-American astronaut and engineer who was the first woman of Indian origin to go to space. She first flew on Space Shuttle Columbia in 1997 as a mission specialist and primary robotic arm operator. Kalpana Chawla, her second flight was on STS-107, the final flight of Space Shuttle Columbia in 2003. Chawla was one of the 7 crew members who died in the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster. When the spacecraft disintegrated during its re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere, Chawla was posthumously awarded the Congressional Space Medal of Honor, and several states, universities and institutions have been named in her honor. She is regarded as a national hero in India. Her first space mission began on 19th November 1997 as part of the 6-astronaut crew that flew the Space Shuttle Columbia flight STS-87. Chawla was the first Indian woman to go in space. In 2001, Chawla was selected for her second flight as part of the crew of STS-107. On 16th January 2003, Chawla finally returned to space aboard Space Shuttle Columbia on the ill-fated STS-107 mission. The crew performed nearly 80 experiments studying Earth and space science, advanced technology development and astronaut health and safety. During the launch of STS-107, Columbia's 28th mission, a piece of foam insulation broke off from the Space Shuttle external tank and struck the left wing of the orbiter. NASA managers limited the investigation, reasoning that the crew could not have fixed the problem if it had been confirmed. When Columbia re-entered the atmosphere of Earth, the damage allowed hot atmospheric gases to penetrate and destroy the internal wing structure, which caused the spacecraft to become unstable and break apart. After the disaster, Space Shuttle flight operations were suspended for more than 2 years. Similar to the aftermath of the Challenger disaster, construction of the International Space Station ISS was put on hold. The station relied entirely on the Russian Roscosmos State Corporation for resupply for 29 months until shuttle flights resumed with STS-140 and 41 months for crew rotation. Chawla died on 1st February 2003 in the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster along with the other 6 crew members when the Columbia disintegrated over Texas during re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere shortly before it was scheduled to conclude its 20th mission STC-107. Her remains were identified along with those of the rest of the crew members and were cremated and scattered at Zion National Park in Utah in accordance with her wishes.
Valentina Tereshkova. Valentina Tereshkova was born on 6 March 1937. She is a member of the Russian State Duma, engineer and former cosmonaut. She is the first and youngest woman to have flown in space without a solo mission on the Vostok 6 on 60 June 1963. She orbited the Earth 48 times, spent almost 3 days in space, and remains the only woman to have been on a solo space mission. Before her selection for the Soviet space program, Tereskova was a textile factory worker. She joined the Air Force as part of the Cosmonaut Corps and was commissioned as an officer after completing her training. After the dissolution of the first group of female cosmonauts in 1969, Tereskova remained in the space program as a cosmonaut instructor. She later graduated from the Sukovsky Air Force Engineering Academy and requalified for spaceflight but never went to space again. She retired from the Air Force in 1997, having attained the rank of Major General. Tereskova was a prominent member of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, holding various political offices including being a member of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet from 1974 to 1989. She remained politically active following the collapse of the Soviet Union, but twice lost election to the National State Duma in 1995 and 2003. Tereskova was later elected in 2008 to her religion parliament, the Yaroslavl Oblast Duma. In 2011, she was elected to the National State Duma as a member of the United Russia Party and re-elected in 2016.